The next thing we're going to look at is DMS, CMS, EDI, GIS. If that makes any sense to you. We have document management software or system and content management system or software. We're also going to look at electronic data interchange, and we're also going to look at geographic information system. So those are the three we're going to look at. First, how does an organization manage all the documents? So part of business intelligence would be like, we need to capture all the PowerPoint presentations, all the presentations anybody in our organization does, and let's have a way for everybody within the organization to be able to search through all of them so we don't have to recreate work every time somebody wants to talk about our company. Let's also have a way to keep track of all word processing documents or all spreadsheets everybody uses within the organization, and to be able to search through them and find them. So if we wanted to find something, we could. And so if an employee left, we have all of the work that that employee did somewhere that we'd be able to get to. And so how does an organization, and not just those types of documents, word processing, spreadsheet, presentation documents, but any type of document that an organization creates, how does an organization keep track of it, make it accessible and searchable? And yeah, so how do they manage their documents? How do they manage their content? And so there's software out there that you can get for document management or content management. But there's no better software for the basic word processing, spreadsheet, and presentation, like PowerPoint things, than Google Drive. And you could actually adopt Google for organizations. So Google Drive for organizations, right? Drive, Google, Learning, Google for nonprofits, document sharing, Google for organizations. Let's just do that. Google for organizations, EDU organizations, nonprofits, apps for business. Let's go look at that. Here we go. Google Apps for Business. Get started. Contact sales. Join the 5 million businesses using Google Apps. Gmail, calendar, right? Keep track of all of your employees' calendars so you could schedule meetings and things like that. Drive with word processing, documents, with spreadsheets, with PowerPoint slides. So like these are like some of the main things that in your organization you need your employees doing. Being able to keep track of employee email, so any communications. Right? I'm not sure how much, I guess if it's a work email, the employer has access to everything. I've never looked into it at Google. But you could set this up, and Google's going to charge you for it. But it's a really great thing for your organization to keep track of your documents and your contents, not only what you're creating for your business, but what all of the employees in your business are creating and being able to search through them. So that's a fantastic resource and a fantastic example of document management, content management within an organization. There's also something called web content management systems, which is interesting to know about. And it's really about a faster and easier way to build websites as opposed to learning all of the coding. But it's another way organizations help manage their content slightly differently, but in a web way. And there's like Joomla and Drupal and WordPress are some of the main ones. And you can check out web content management systems like Joomla. You could go to Joomla and watch this little video if you're into building websites. And again, this is more about managing the documents and contents for an organization on the web. Next thing to know about is electronic data interchange. EDI. All EDI means in the general sense is that, look, we're going to exchange data electronically. That's it, right? And then getting a little bit more specific, EDI often refers to data being exchanged of a financial nature. So you're setting up some sort of an exchange between your organization, and another organization where data could be exchanged, financial data could be exchanged. And then finally, even more specifically, EDI also refers specifically to a family of standards for electronically exchanging data. That's it. That's all you need to know about it. EDI. You'll hear it sometimes and don't freak out. It's just like, okay, electronically exchanging data between organizations. That's it. All right, the last one I want to talk about in this video is geographic information systems. And here, this says everything. All the GIS is taking data and mapping it to geography. And so that could be really useful, like I love Google Maps. I love Google Maps. Googler Maps. Googler Map. Yeah, I want Google Maps. That's what I want. And so if I was to go and just look at like traffic right now in Fresno. There we go. There's traffic. It looks pretty good. I don't know what these little... One lane closed. All right, so it gives me a little thing. Or I could look at photos, you know, so I can see photos of Fresno, different areas of Fresno. Like, that looks interesting. Raisin City, California. Awesome. Or I could come over here and I could see, you know, some weather for different areas around Fresno. And of course, if I scale way back, you know, that becomes a little bit more interesting, you know, the world over. Interesting, right? But there we're mapping data to geography. And that can become more interesting when we look at, like, gosh, I saw one just recently. Look, they're already getting snow way up north there. And in Winnipeg, that's cool. Really, literally cool. I saw one recently that was an interesting map. Let me see if I can find it. All right, so here's like Los Angeles segregation, right? Blue dots are white, African American green dots, Asian red, Latino orange, all others brown. So you can see blue dots, white, 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 white. Green is African American, Asian is red, Latino is orange. Kind of interesting, right? Like here's, I don't know where that is, New York maybe? Here's Atlanta, white and black, right? Crazy. Chicago, pretty segregated, right? Humans keep to groups. Oh, wow, look at that. White, black, crazy. 8 Mile Road. Golden Gate Park, San Francisco. So red is Asian. Wow, really Asian area. This is white, the blue. Here's orange is Latino. And African American is green. Some down here. Pretty crazy. What was red? Asian. A lot of Asian over here. Wow, that's really interesting. Portland, pretty white, pretty white. So green, white, African American, wherever that is. Anyhow, that'd be like an example of geographic information system. And then finally, we also have, like, you know, maps, terraforming maps, and whatever they call these maps, where the different layers, topography maps, you know, some more mapping by color and stuff to geography. All right, that's GIS. I think GIS is pretty interesting. So those are the next phrases for you to know about: DMS, CMS, EDI, and GIS.